Hi, hope you guys are doing well. Hey there. I'm just making content in front of my fireplace because it's nice and cozy right here. Today, we are going to do a little bit of making some lip balms and lip salves. I mean, not lip salves, but hand salves and something that you can put on your belly if you have eczema. I am so excited because it's been in my garage for a really long time. That's where my lab is, or at least that's where my storage lab is. We are going to make a pine tar salve today, and then when it warms up, we're going to make some pine tar soap. Pine tar has been around for a really long time, and it really has helped people with psoriasis and eczema and dry skin conditions. So that is what we are going to do today. Um, we are going to, I like butters. That's what I started off with when I started making natural skincare products, because when I did the research, it said that these things work. So we put a little bit of cocoa butter, shea butter in ours, and pine tar. So I have a whole new can of pine tar and a little bit of charcoal to help with some um, detoxification at a topical level. And when we put that on, it really helps with eczema. And so I don't know if you have an eczema story, but I would love for you to share it with me. I do have an eczema story. This is actually how Pinpoint Wellness got started. We used to be called LP Home Comforts, and then it went through some transitions. But when I became a chiropractor, I thought I was never going to make toiletries again. I was like, I'm a chiropractor. I'm not going to do that. But we see a need. We see a rise of that. So we started making them again. Now we have a store, but my son, when he was a young guy, he was a toddler. He was a baby. He had eczema really bad. They called it follicular eczema. He had it all over his body, but he had it so bad on his belly that he was really scratching to flesh. And one of the solutions that the modern medicine man told us was he's gonna need to be on steroids orally and topically for the rest of his life. I thought that's a horrible, horrible, horrible story for, and that's a horrible outcome for a baby. You know, I feel like babies come straight from heaven and they don't really have all that baggage that we have. They haven't really done anything in life, and so I was informed at the time that eczema just means a lot of dry skin. However, when I became with the more research that I did, and then when I got to chiropractic school, it was certainly confirmed that eczema it has some hormonal components to it, and it also has some allergy components to it. So we began doubling down and trying to figure out, um, if you have followed me enough, you know that I believe that food is the solution to a lot of things. But the old Greek philosophers have already told us that let thy food be thy medicine, right? So, and African philosophers and Chinese people have known this forever, that food is our medicine. And so I learned that high acidic foods, and kids love their pizza and their spaghetti and their red sauce or their red gravy and lemonade and orange juice and milk products and all of those things, I noticed had really caused my son at the time to have some really bad reactions. And so now I'm a label reader on the back of foods when I'm just interested in what the food industry is doing. And so when I read the back of the labels, there's a lot of milk products and corn products. Um, sugar helps decrease your immune system, and all of those things have an active role on how it affects our skin. So um, I began looking and seeing and saying, oh, okay, well, he had lemonade. Now his skin is flare up. He had yogurt. His skin flared up, and I just became really in tune with that. And that's why like food journaling is really important to me, and I really preach that in my practice because you get to see what that food is doing to you. And so we know just from research that high acid foods or foods with acid in it really causes that drying of the skin. And then there's a whole hormone component. And as children's hormone, they're going through their hormonal changes, I saw eczema happened a lot for my son when he was like 4, and then he was between 11 and 13, and then he was 16, and then even a breakout when he was 18 and in his 20s. And then when his hormones calmed down, I noticed that he didn't have that anymore. But we've also figured out what he could eat and what he couldn't eat. And now my son is not a little person anymore. He's a grown person, but he still has some asthma um, issues, which is one of the trifectas of allergies, eczema, and asthma. So, and that can cause, and those things can cause that same type of response with what you're eating and the pollen in the air, the dryness of the atmosphere. And so, if you have some questions about eczema, please feel free to direct message me. You can write comments down and below. I think it's very important. It's important around this time of year because the pollen is going to come, the change of seasons is going to come. Eczema can come if your people have that, asthma is going to come. And I just want you guys to be ready. I think it's so important to cut down on the amounts of medicines that our bodies take, or even being frantic and running to the ER because your child can't breathe, or you're going to doctor to doctor to doctor to doctor because your doctor feels like steroids is the answer, and that may conflict with your values on how medicine should be executed. So I hope this is really helpful, and I hope you guys are staying warm. It's still winter outside, but we want to get ahead of winter so that you can be ready for the spring. What is in your spring box, medicine box? Please let us know, and we hope that you have a great day. See you soon. Thank you.